Shalom, Makim and Akwa. First and foremost, as always, want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakadash, double honor to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers out here laboring in his work, and also to the believers. To you, I say Shalom. I think I'm going to call this lesson Clark Kent, in which, if you're familiar with Superman, you should know who Clark Kent is, of course. And so when you consider who Superman was, he represented the elect, all right? He represented the elect. And when he was on duty, he put on his suit. But when he came off duty, he put on his normal man, all right? He was disguised. He was discreet. He was shrewd. He didn't tell everyone who he was, all right? And that's the same way with this truth, okay? So what we have been given in the form of this knowledge and understanding of the scriptures is far beyond, all right, the comprehension of the average person, and especially Jake. I want to say especially Jake because a heathen can't get it, but hey, the majority of our people are not going to get it. And those are the people who, okay, we try to reach. And after a while, you know, when you first come to the truth, you try to wake up everybody, but after a while, you start to see that, hey, the Lord simply blocked these people. They cannot get it. All right. Then you start to develop a sense of, you know, the hell with the 2/3. Okay. And this is only for the like-minded. As the scripture says, seek out the glory of such, of those that be like unto thee. That's in second Esdras, you know. So when you present this information to anyone, all right, that may be worthy of this truth, then you can give them information, okay? You might plant a little seed here and there just to see where they mind at, but you don't go out and you reveal everything that you know to everyone that you know, all right? Because it's not given unto them, all right? This is for the like-minded. And when you're walking in this truth, this is Matthew 10 and let's see, Matthew 10 and 16, it says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. So we are sheep. Sheep has no strength. Okay, we're in the midst of wolves, which are Esau and his military, all right, the everyday Edomite, the cops. You know, you don't want to go up to any of these people saying, hey, you a fucking Edomite and you going into slavery. You don't do that at your job. You don't do that anywhere else, okay, that you may be in public, all right? This is reserved for the ministry. You know, when you're on the highways and byways, or whether you're doing lessons, pretty much, all right? It's to protect yourself. This thing's all about wisdom and applying it and moving according to it. That's why the Lord said, behold, I send you forth the sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as a dove. Everyone does not need to know who you are and what you know. See? So when you, in your everyday life, you take off your cape and you put on your everyday uniform, all right? Especially when you're at work and stuff like that, you act like you don't even know the truth, pretty much, all right? It's not for them to know. It's not for anyone else to know, you know, outside of your family maybe. But it's not for them to know, because that can get you hemmed up, okay? And it can put you in a predicament to where you may lose a job, or you may lose something that you didn't have to lose if you were using wisdom, all right? So it says, let's look at this word wise real quick, all right?
Strong's G 5429. Phronimos. Phronimos.
Phronimos, which means what? Intelligent, wise, prudent, mindful of one's interests. Let's look at a couple of these words. Let's go to this word intelligent. All right, and get the definition for that. In which intelligence means what? Having or showing intelligence, especially of a high level. Let's read this. It says, of a device, machine, or building, able to vary its state or action in response to varying situations. varying requirements and past experience. Okay. Let's look at another one. Let's look at wise. See what we get. It's lucky for the dogs in the background. Alright, this is the definition for wise. Is having or showing experience. Experience, okay? First word, showing experience, knowledge, and good judgment. Alright, so if you don't have good judgment, then you're not wise. This thing is all about judgment. The Lord is raising up judges, so you have to be, alright, decisive and good judgment, you see, which is going to lead you out of trouble. It says verb. It says a verb in form, but the definition one says what become alert to or aware of something. You have to be aware. Okay, you have to be aware. It also says what, to make jokes or witty remarks. Alright, so you have to be sly in this truth, man. That's what using wisdom is, to get you out of trouble. You don't go up to, okay, the cops and cuss them out, tell them that they're going into slavery, or some random Edomite that you might think of Edomite on the street, okay, and tell them that they're going into slavery, man. You don't do that, all right? This is designed to, this is a secret council, just like these elites have a secret council on the left hand side, and they don't want everyone to know who they are outside of, okay, this period. Outside of what they do in their everyday life, they try to keep themselves hid, right? They stay away from the average person, and we are the elites on the right hand side, and so we don't go out professing to everyone the true knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Shai. You know, that's for the ministry on the internet and the teaching on the highways and byways. You see, now surely we might tell our families and of that sort, you know, our closest friends, but other than that, you don't need to tell everyone what you're involved with. All right, that's using wisdom, because the elect is going to get it anyway. So let's read some of this. This is Strong's definition. Phronimos. It says thoughtful, i.e. sagacious, or discreet, implying a cautious character. See, a cautious character. You gotta be cautious about who you're talking to in this truth and who you're dealing with. All right, because someone can hear the truth who may be at your job or something, you know, and they can present that to someone else. They can get you fired. You see, it says implying that cautious character, while it denotes practical skill or acumen, indicates rather intelligence or mental acquirement. Okay, in a bad sense, conceited. So, as the Lord said, so like He said, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves, be ye therefore wise as serpent and harmless as doves. Why? Because you're going to need that in order for you to escape the wrath of Esau. Okay, Isaiah 33:6, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. And we know that wisdom, being wise, means what? To understand judgment. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. You see? So these are required for you to be salvaged in these last days, because you're going to go through many pitfalls. They may get you hemmed up in a trap. Just like the other day, all right, there was a scoffer at camp who presented himself as a tough thug. They did 17 years in the prison in a joint, and you know, he was pretty much enticing, you know, the brothers to interact with him in a physical manner. But you know, through the spirit, with us being spiritual, you know, no one applied or complied to that, and that requires you to be in self-control, to have self-control, and to understand that you're dealing with spirits out here, man. You're not just dealing with the flesh, as the scriptures say. Principalities. Yeah, Ephesians 6:12. That's what I'm talking about. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, okay, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And that's ultimately dealing with these elites. But on a lower level, these people have demons on them. They got demons on them. And you got to understand that you're being tested when you deal with people that are not in the truth, that are enticing you to sin. All right. That's why the scriptures say, hey, if sin is enticed thee, consent not. That's in Proverbs, right? You got to get that real quick. Because you got to be mindful that's using knowledge and wisdom, man, to get out of situation. Yeah, Proverbs 1:10, my son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Okay? If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood, let us lurk proudly for the innocent without cause. It's going to another situation, but at the same time, if a sinner entice you, whether it's provoking you to do evil, don't do it. You got to be spiritual. You can't turn into a carnal man, because that's what Satan wants you to do in the first place. Okay? So going back into Isaiah 33:6. All right, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So you had to fear the Lord in order for you to find his treasure. All right, to get his wisdom and his knowledge. All right. So, of course, we all know the scripture pretty much. All right, Proverbs 1 and verse 1. It says the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, the king of Israel, which is Yahushua, to know wisdom and instruction, to receive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice and judgment and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. You have to be subtle in this truth, man. You have to be, all right, pretty much, like I said before, Clark Kent, you know, that's a prime example of how you should be when you're not in this ministry. All right, know who you're dealing with and when you're dealing with them, and know who you can present the truth to. All right, you had to pretty much know someone in order for you to give them this truth. You can't just give it to anyone. All right. Verse 3 says to receive instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. You had to be discreet. Let's look at that word, discretion. All right. Purpose, discretion, device, plot, purpose, discretion, device is evil. Let's see what else they got. It says a plan, usually evil. Yeah, usually evil. Sometimes good. Sagacity. It says wicked, device, discretion, intent, witty, invention, lewdness. All right, mischievous device, thought wickedly. And so in this case, you need to use discretion and subtlety on the right hand side, man. Right? And the definition for what subtlety is what shrewdness, craftiness, and prudence. Prudence, man, foresee the evil. As a scribe, you have to have a mind on the upcoming events and how to escape that. All right, you have to be crafty. Let's look at this word crafty real quick. All right, craftiness, shrewdness, as demonstrated by being skilled in deception. Just like Jacob, see? Jacob was skilled in deception and righteousness. It says cunning, foxiness, guile, slyness, willingness, craft. Okay, you pretty much get the point, but you have to be deceptive and righteousness, man. All right. And also shrewdness. Let's get shrewdness real quick. As we got before, it says the quality of having or showing good powers of judgment. You have to have the spirit of discernment to understand what situations, all right, requires you to act a certain way. Oh, let's get this strong definition of shrewdness. It says trickery, or in a good sense, look, discretion. You see? Prudence, subtlety, willily, wisdom. All right? You have to have these attributes. Okay? So from now, let's see what I got. I got all this extra stuff pulled up, but let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 10, and let's see what we can get. Wisdom of Solomon 10:9 says, but wisdom delivered from pain those that attend upon her. And how do you attend upon wisdom? All right, through the Proverbs, the Ecclesiastes, the Ecclesiasticus / Sirach. Okay, the many other scriptures in the Bible that shows you how to be subtle. All right. Verse 9 says, but wisdom delivered from pain those that attend upon her. When the righteous fled from his brother's wrath. This is talking about Jacob using wisdom, who fled from Esau's wrath when he heard from his mother that Esau was planning to kill him. So he didn't stay, okay, and try to fight his brother. All right, he pretty much did what his mother told him. He used wisdom. It's like when a situation is presented to you for you to fight. All right, it'll be wise for you to ease that situation and back down from the situation the best way you can. That's why Paul said, as much as that lieth in you, all right, be peaceable with all men. Okay, so if no one puts their hands on you, then it's dead the situation. That's using wisdom to prevent a situation from escalating. All right, so it says, when the righteous fled from his brother's wrath, she guided him in right paths, showed him the kingdom of Yahweh, and gave him knowledge of holy things, and made him rich in his travels, and multiplied the fruits of his labors. In the covetousness of such as oppress him, she stood by him and made him rich. All right, rich in knowledge. Verse 12, she defended him from his enemies and kept him safe from those that lay in wait. And in a sore conflict, she gave him the victory, that he might know that goodness is stronger than all. When the righteous was sold, she forsook him, but delivered him from sin. She went down with him into the pit. Okay, this is symbolic unto the elect. All right. It says, and left him not in bonds, as we have been loose from our bonds today mentally. It says, till she brought him the scepter of the kingdom and power against those that oppress him. As for them that had accused him, she showed them to be liars and gave him perpetual glory. And that's the elect, man. She delivered the righteous people and blamed the seed from the nation that oppressed them. So it's going to be wisdom that's going to deliver you from the blameless. From the nation that oppresses, which is who? The Esau and all these other nations. Okay. She entered into the soul of the servant of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, and withstood dreadful kings and wonders and signs, and rendered to the righteous a reward for their labors, guided them in a marvelous way, and was unto them for a cover by day and a light of stars in the night season. You see? So wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of your times and the strength of salvation. All right, so that's just a little quick exhortation on how you should move in this truth, man. All right, just use righteous judgments through the Spirit in order to dip in and out of situations and not be caught up in the situations. And I'm talking to myself first and foremost, because I have caught myself slipping a few times and I had to catch myself. So always remain spiritual and not carnal. That's how you're going to remain safe in these times of trouble. So with that, Lord willing, it was edifying. Till next time I say, Shalom.